Hello everyone, my name is Sonia Gray. I'm the founder of Water and Earth Yoga. I'm also a registered yoga teacher and a certified aqua yoga instructor. Today I'm going to demo down dog and a few different modifications that might help specifically for fat bodies. Also down dog with a chair that might help you to build up some strength for down dog on the mat. Okay, so let's start. So a lot of things that people don't talk about down dog is the weight in your hands. So I advise my students, and for my own practice, I push into the joint at the base of my fingers and the base of my thumb. Some folks say to press into your index finger and thumb, but I find, especially for fat folks, myself as well, that's a bit too much weight on those two fingers. And personally, I've sprained my index finger that way. So I always just say press into the joints at the base of your fingers and the base of your thumb. So we'll start in table pose. Knees below hips. Hands below shoulders or slightly ahead if wrist pain is an issue. I'll show you another version with blocks when we do down dog with blocks. So fingers spread wide, index finger pointed up, and then you want to make this motion as if you're turning jars outward. So you're turning two jars outward. You're keeping your hands stationary, but you're making that motion. What you're doing is you're externally rotating your shoulders. So externally rotate your shoulders, push away from the mat, shoulder blades wide, navel towards spine, looking down length through your neck. So that's where we'll start in table pose. Okay, and then the more traditional, I don't like using that word, but the more traditional version of down dog is what I'm going to get into here. So tuck your toes under and then using that firm core to push, to lift your knees up and then push your hips up and back. Now stay on your tiptoes here, fully push back and then lower your heels toward the earth. And then as you're here, shoulder blades nice and wide, pressing into those joints there at the base of your fingers, and then pushing away from the mat. Soft shoulders, and then taking a break whenever you need to. This is a challenging pose. So I really hope that you won't feel discouraged coming into down dog trying it out. It is a very challenging pose that requires a lot of upper body strength. So that's why I'll show you some other modifications to kind of help you build strength and get used to this pose. So that's traditional down dog. So now I'm going to demo how to do down dog with blocks. So given that extra height with the blocks, a lot of times your weight shifts back more onto your legs, so requiring less upper body strength. So this can be very helpful as we're learning down dog, as we're getting used to it, as we're trying to build strength. So, and it's also a more accessible position for your wrists. So it's more natural angle for your wrists. So if you're experiencing wrist pain and down dog, this is a good approach. So we're gonna come into table, same thing, but this time with blocks, and I highly recommend cork blocks for fat bodies. They're way more stable, they're way more strong than foam blocks. Even the 4-inch foam blocks aren't as sturdy. So I'm going to use cork blocks here. So the way to hold cork blocks, you can hold it with one index finger pointing up. I usually hold the cork block this way. So it's still a very nice natural position for your wrists, but it's up to you. So blocks below shoulders, so hands and blocks below shoulders. Knees are still below your hips and still externally rotating those shoulders, pressing and spreading those shoulder blades wide, navel toward spine. So engaging your core, still breathing freely. Tuck your toes under, and then lift your knees, push your hips up and back. You're still on your tiptoes, pushing away, spreading your shoulder blades wide, then lowering your heels. And you might find here that your heels touch the ground. And that's where we're taking away the extra weight from your upper body. So you're still using your upper body strength, but less. A lot of that weight is on your legs, your feet now. So pushing away, and then taking a break whenever you'd like. So that's down dog with blocks, and that's a way to kind of give your wrists the break too, not just in down dog, but table and some other poses. So now we're gonna do down dog with a chair. And first of all, your chair should be very sturdy. Definitely not a chair with wheels. And all four legs should be on the mat or the back of your chair up against a wall. So making sure that's nice and sturdy and stable, because we're going to be putting a lot of weight on that. So coming to your chair, facing the seat of your chair, about an arm's length away, we're going to come into Tadasana. So feet grounded, soft knees, lengthening your tailbone downward, chest high, soft shoulders, maybe hands together at heart center. And then nice big breath in, sweeping your arms up and overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, grab onto that chair. Now I like to grab on the sides of the chair, but you can grab wherever you feel comfortable as long as that chair is stable. Now the further you step back here, the harder this pose, like more challenging it's going to be. So it depends on what level you're at and what kind of strength building you're looking for. So inhale, step your right foot back, nice big step back, left foot right next to it. And then pushing away from the chair, pushing your hips back. So you're on your toes, shoulder blades still wide, soft elbows still. And this way you're still working on your upper body strength and you're practicing your form, but it's a lot less weight on your upper body. So that's one way to do down dog in a chair. Now you can do more of a forward fold if you're really new and you're really struggling with your upper body strength. So again, inhale, sweeping your arms up, exhale, forward fold. And then this is a forward fold here. But if you come to a flat back, almost like a halfway lift, that's an option. But you're really not using your upper body strength here. So you can start by just maybe taking a step back, then pushing your hips back. Again, this is more of a forward fold, but you're still using a bit of body strength. But like I said, if you take a big step back onto your toes, onto the balls of your feet, then push back, shoulders wide, shoulder blades wide, you're getting more of that down dog shape. So those are some options for down dog. I hope that you found them helpful. If you have any questions or need further help, of course you can come to one of my classes. I would highly recommend Yoga for Everybody on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. at Colwood Pacific Activity Center. That is a great class that's a beginner class. And we offer tons of modifications in that class and very open for questions. Otherwise, if you can't make it to a class, feel free to email me at waterandearthyoga@gmail.com, or you can visit my website or my Facebook page, Website is waterandearthyoga.ca, and all my social media is at Water Earth Yoga. So again, I hope that you found this helpful, and just have fun with it. Downward dog it really is a fun pose once you get the foundations, get a bit of practice, build up some strength. So I know at the beginning it can be kind of miserable, but eventually over time, I think that you'll come to enjoy the challenge. Okay, you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.